Hello, it's Thursday. You know what that means. Swooper, Fran Duffy, E.J. Smith. Maybe some nonsense coming up next on the PHLY Eagles podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the PHLY Eagles podcast, live from the Xfinity studio, presented by Bet365 and Ashley. I'm Bo Wulf. Next to me, Fran Duffy. Next to him, E.J. Smith. We got a stacked roster here on a Thursday as the Eagles prepare to look for vengeance against the New York Giants. Fran, how are you?
Doing great. It's a beautiful day outside. I took a new way into the studio today.
Interesting.
There's a bunch of construction, in the different routes that I usually take, so I went down Kelly Drive. I love driving on Kelly Drive. Middle of a weekday.
It's a real Philly guy take right there. Like,
What do you like about it? The turns.
picturesque. Yeah.
Yeah.
The water looks nice. You got some greenery. It's nice.
How about you, EJ?
I'm doing
what's
well,
new, my friend?
This is the first time we've had a show at the same time as an Aston Villa game.
Oh, yeah, you had a little setup out there.
Yeah, no, but I'm gonna compartmentalize, and I'm excited for the show. I agree. It was a really nice morning. I walked my dogs this morning. Wasn't too hot. Wasn't too cold. Just perfect day. So.
And obviously a big week for the Eagles, EJ. I don't know about you, but being in the locker room yesterday, I don't know if you felt this way, but you could kind of like palpably feel the vibe shift. And I want to give credit to Howie Roseman for this, because it takes a big person to right their wrongs. And when you looked at this team through 7 weeks and how much they have uncharacteristically struggled along the line of scrimmage, obviously you scramble for answers, and there's only so much you can do mid-season. So for Howie to swallow his pride and make the important phone call that not only helps out a struggling unit on the field, but brings like real juice to the locker room, I think we all agree it needs it. I give him kudos, and I cannot possibly imagine the Eagles losing this week now that he's back in the building. It makes me so happy I kind of want to sing.
I was gonna say, you've been working on something before the show. You can't stop giggling.
Wrong one.
Oh no, you're off to a terrible start too.
This is also the wrong one.
Oh my goodness.
Here we go. Shout out recently departed Ace Frehley,
Oh.
We're going to get hit with copyright
New Jersey guy. We're going to get hit with the copyright probably, but it's going to be worth it. Many years since he was here in Tampa, he was pissing his time away. On the left and on the right, Howie needed a fresh line guy, whether run or pass, who could block it right. Ooh. Here he is, back in the city for a handful of dollars. And baby, you better believe we're back. He made the sewer move. We're back. He made the sewer move. We're back. He made the sewer move. We're back in a sewer groove. It's a sewer move.
I got here around like 12:45, and I could just tell that Bo was up to something. Like, he had his AirPods in.
He had the AirPods in. It's a
very
telltale
quiet
sign,
in
yes.
the corner, just like looking up like rhyming schemes and he just couldn't stop like giggling to himself. Like, he just couldn't stop. Just like you'd look over and he'd be like, like hyperventilating and laughing. So I gotta be honest, I'm a little disappointed. I was expecting more.
Well, it's funny you say that because that's not what was making me laugh.
Oh no! So is there more?
Oh, no.
It's not Tuesday. We can't do this on a Thursday.
Oh my gosh. Oh no.
Long build-up on this one. Too.
The Eagles play the Giants on Sunday. We can talk a little bit about the game while we wait for the song to hit. Definitely getting hit with a copyright.
No, this is the instrumental. This is the karaoke version.
I don't think it matters.
I don't think that matters.
10 more seconds.
This is excellent podcasting.
Everybody, block that body. Everybody, block that body right. Sue was back. All right.
There's more?
Oh my God, he's back again. Brothers, sisters, gonna bring the power to you. Got a question for you. Is he the new right guard? Yeah. Is he sexual? What? God. You better block your body right, everybody.
Everybody wishes that your mic was having issues and not mine now.
Everybody, block that body right. Sue was back. All right. All right, we're done now.
All right, so I
So,
have
question:
to ask.
Do you think the Eagles commit to the under center play action this week?
No. We have questions.
Were there other songs that didn't make the cut?
Yeah, Copacabana. Because it's Sua Opera. It kind of flows nice.
Good.
Yeah,
good,
yeah,
You got to table that one.
yeah.
Why couldn't you narrow it down to just one? Just one? Why did both stick?
Well, it's really more about. It was less about narrowing it down and more about how many could I fit in the time.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I would have done more if I could.
thought the Backstreet Boys one hit better.
I think that was a better one.
Way better.
Yeah.
I think Sua Cabana, whatever you want to call that one. I thought that sounds pretty good. Maybe for overtime.
Maybe. I mean, I'm gonna have to not listen to the show and work on it if you want that. But so yeah, Sue is back, and I'm feeling good.
I also like a Sua Opera.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
I mean, could use him. Anyway, realistic for talking about the real stuff.
Yeah.
Professional talker here. What did you think of the locker room yesterday? And like BG being back and everybody's reaction to that, and Jalen Hurts talking. What were your takeaways?
Yeah, I definitely think that we can overuse the term vibes, but I do think that there was an energy shift that was notable in the Eagles locker room. And I think in general, I think like there's an outside feeling, especially like as this AJ Brown social media post like kind of gains steam. But like I said this on Anthony's show this morning, like I don't really get the feeling that like that really sends ripples through the Eagles locker room. And I do feel like, especially with BG back, like there's definitely like some positive energy in that locker room relative to maybe some of the outside discussion.
Yeah, to me, like the BG thing, I think we can probably overstate the actual importance on like the cohesiveness of the locker room and stuff like that. I do think though that just from a like this guy is always bringing positive energy.
Sure.
I think that is nice. I think that it like especially when you have like the lulls of the season, I think they will appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, you heard like Jordan Mailata talking about how the music cut out during pre-practice stretching, and you just hear BG like cackling and going like, I can hear you guys breathing heavy already, fat boy. Like, you know, like it's just, yeah. I thought Mailata put it well. It's like he didn't realize he missed it until he heard it again.
Yeah.
And then he realized like how how much they'd been missing something
And
like that.
BG said he was pleasantly surprised at how well he played.
Jalen Hurts said that he made a couple plays.
He said he had like 2 sacks. Like, I don't know. He could play on Sunday.
Because I think it was Tyler Steen said, like, you can tell he's got fresh legs.
Yeah.
So I think, like, and that's not to diminish it. Like, he just came off the street.
No, but that's why, I don't know. Maybe just let him play because those legs may not be so fresh in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And he talked on BG Unblocked. I thought that you guys had a great conversation the first 30 minutes listening to him talk about like the whole process and the thought going into his return and how initially it might have happened a little bit earlier, but he kind of put it off and said let's wait a little bit. His arrival at this point in the season, I don't know, I usually am not one to feel this way about a game like mid-season. I think this is a real turning point, sliding doors moment for the Eagles here in 2025. This game in particular.
Why is that?
I think it's multi-layered. Number one, they're playing a team in the Giants that, look, they should not have lost to this team 2 weeks ago. It was an embarrassing loss on Thursday Night Football on the road against a team that they have historically dominated, that they are better than, they're more talented than, and you lose that game in that fashion where, we said it afterwards, they got out-physicaled on both sides of the football. You're down a couple of your best players on defense, no question, but how they respond from that, I'm interested to see. Then some of the changes that we saw offensively, schematically last week, was that a 1 week blip? Are they going to continue leaning into the under center play action stuff?
Yeah.
Are we going to continue to see those things? Or was that just kind of like a flash in the pan? I'm fascinated to see what this team looks like.
I totally agree. It is really interesting to me to see what the offensive game plan is here. Because are we going to still try to run our head against the wall and we think we can get the running game right? And that under center play action stuff was maybe just more game plan specific, or are they willing to be like, maybe this is our new identity? That's very interesting to me. And also to the point you said, they didn't just lose to that Giants team. They got beat up. They got out physicaled in that game. And so, they're heading into the bye. There's sometimes you're looking towards that, but I'm with you. I think this is a really interesting, how do they respond kind of game. And I don't know, I could see them winning this game by 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
I would be disappointed if this is a close game.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think that the thing I want to see most is what you guys have been alluding to. I want to see if the under center thing sticks. It kind of feels like that is a hint of an identity that we're starting to see this team figure out. And I've heard so many players in the locker room talk about the ripple effects that they're hoping it has through the rest of the offense. They're hoping it opens up the run game and honestly opens up the pass game as well. We've heard offensive linemen talk about the angles that it gives them, the advantage that it presents for them. So I just want to see, because I don't think obviously the coaches aren't going to give up too much, but we haven't seen the coaching staff really lean into we think we found something here. It's been a lot more it's what that game presented to us. I want to see if they lean into that and kind of stick with that, because it did feel like at the end of that Vikings game that was a step toward something that puts the defense in conflict, and we've just seen them. They haven't done that enough offensively through the first few weeks.
Go ahead.
I think the other aspect of it as well is that you mentioned you're so close to the bye week. You're also so close to the trade deadline, and what this team looks like here this week, I think could determine one way or another. Does Howie Roseman decide that they're going to push their chips in and try and make a move to bring in a vet? Does that alter your decision in terms of the AJ Brown of it all? Getting close to the trade. To me, there's so many different outcomes on the table with how this game could play out.
Really quick, Fran, I need to know, what's your favorite fake trade from Tuesday? Did you have a favorite? Besides Alante Taylor, because I feel like that's the obvious one.
Yeah. You'll have to go through all 26 again. No,
not happening.
There were a few that caught my. A few that I was like, oh, that would never happen. I was like, oh,
I was about to say you probably were too distracted by my terrible compensation. Listen, it's hard to nail it.
Of course,
it's hard to nail that from the outset. Yeah.
But it was funny, as Bo said a couple times, if Fran were here, he would say this, and I was sitting in my car listening. I was like, yes, I am saying that right now. But the Alante Taylor one, that is a scenario that makes sense. The Jermaine Johnson, those kinds of teams, those kinds of players, they make the most sense.
So let me ask you this question. Do you think we're going to see them lean into that on offense?
The under center?
Yeah.
I would think so. And I'll tell you, the reason why I feel like they could is because I think that there's been at least a perception for a few years now that the reason they didn't do more under center looks is because of Jalen's apprehension or maybe a lack of comfort in those looks, and also the fact that like the quarterback run game is harder to access from under center, and we're going to talk about that later in the show. I think the fact that Jalen came out and said that he pushed for it, I think that's an encouraging sign that they could lean into that, and especially with you have to take him at his word on that, right? But like the fact that he came out and said like that's something that he pushed for, I think like if you're telling me that that's not an obstacle for the under center run game, I do think that it's something that they should lean into more.
Him saying that does put the ball in their court to say like because now if they don't do it, that to me like that creates a story.
Yeah, right. So for that reason, again, it seems like the players really appreciated those different looks, and they liked what it did to the offense. So it would be like Fran said, it would kind of feel like a step backward if they were just like, this isn't the week for it, we're not going to do it.
All right, let's take a quick break to hear from some sponsors. On the other side, we'll get into the specifics of this matchup. We're going to talk about the quarterback run game, and then of course we'll get to swooper, all after these words from our friends. Tyler's here. Good to see Tyler. The other day he invited me over to watch the NLCS, and I get there. Oh my God. I mean, I could not believe it. Like lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find the game. There's only one game we're looking for, my man, and it wasn't there. Claimed he was a big fan, claimed he knew ball. Turned out I was fan-fished. See, if you call yourself a football fan or a baseball fan, you just got to have Xfinity. It's the ultimate sports destination. You can find the best games and your favorite teams all in one place, and the way that you watch is next level. Sometimes you can even get 4 games going at once because why not? On top of that, you get real-time notifications and live stats right on your TV. It's the best seat in the house every time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity, Xfinity.com. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K capable TV box.
We'll now hear from our friends over at Righteous Felon. You know how much I love talking about our favorite meat sticks on the market, because you can get them anywhere. I've told the story about a few weeks back, earlier in the fall, where my wife and my son and I, we were out with friends at a local orchard, and we're in line, we're checking out, we grab a couple pumpkins, and we see a whole wall display of the Righteous Felon products. And you had the meat sticks, you had the pouches with the jerky, and I told everybody I was there. I said, guys, pick whatever flavor sounds good to you. I promise you that it's going to be good. 100% satisfaction. Every single person reported back afterwards and said that you were 100% right. I picked up some of my favorite, one of my favorites from a meat stick standpoint. That's the fiery habanero, spicy, slow burn, perfectly balanced. It's got some kick, but it's not going to knock you out cold. My wife, she went and got the pouch of the jerky, and she got the Soul Survivor, which is like a Korean barbecue. Big fan of that one. There's the OG hickory meat sticks, the lemon pepper turkey, all these different flavors. The street taco pork, it's probably my second favorite. I'm a big fan of the street taco. So I think when you take a look at all of these different flavors, all the different products, it's not just available like at the local orchards and things like that. You can get it at Walmart. You can get it at Wawa. I know we were talking right before the show. EJ said that's one of his go-tos at Wawa after the show. You get the 2-ounce jerky bags. You got the meat sticks. Everywhere you find it, high protein, bold flavor, no BS. Check out Righteous Felon.
All right, back on the PHLY Eagles podcast. You've prepared for us a truncated edition of everybody's favorite segment, the one that's sweeping the nation. If you thought we were done with the music on today's show, I'm afraid you're wrong.
Oh no,
Lindsay, hit it.
Something or nothing. What's it gonna be? Something or nothing. Let your voices free. Something or nothing. What's it gonna be? Something or nothing. EJ's got the tea.
VG making it happen.
Wow.
What a theme song for everybody's favorite segment, Something or Nothing.
I love it because I was like, I don't know if we're gonna do something or nothing today. Like we got a lot to get to. And you're like, let's just either today or tomorrow. We have to get it in.
VG worked hard. He turned that around today.
Shout out to VG. That was
Unbelievable.
incredible. But now you were up to all kinds of stuff before the show today.
Can you get one day off from the show and you can just cook up all kinds of things?
That was great. Yeah, so we have a something or nothing. Again, shout out to VG. VG's song for my spots on Anthony's show gets stuck in my head so much. So anyway, all right.
That was unbelievable.
That was great.
Awesome.
it's like very rewarding for the people who listen every day and
Yes.
know about the Beatles takes and everything else. So our one something or nothing today is going to be Jalen Hurts' designed shotgun runs per game. I was trying to figure out a way to get the tush pushes out, but also maintain that like sometimes he will run in short yardage situations out of shotgun. So Fran, I know we had talked about this earlier in the week, but I want to know if you can guess maybe. Do you want to guess or do you just want me to tell you? I'll let you decide.
Let's do a guess.
Okay. If I told you that it was 4.6 in 2022, this is per game. 3.4 each of the 3.4 in 2023, 3.5 in 2024. What would you guess his shotgun runs per game were in 2025?
Like 1.2.
We got a graphic. Maybe we can do a big reveal.
We got a graphic. 1.4.
It's a pretty good guess. So
yeah, interesting.
my question
For the audio listeners, 4.6 in 2022, 3.4 in 2023, 3.5 in 2024, less than half 1.4 in 2025.
So my question for you guys, like we have not seen a quarterback inclusive run game, and the significance for it for me is that like we've heard so many players talk about how big that is to the run game, especially out of shotgun. What Jalen Hurts does to those backside defenders, and the importance that it's had. Even last year, Saquon talked a lot about having Jalen as part of the run game and what it opened up for him. So do you feel like the drop-off in quarterback run game is something or nothing for the Eagles' run game production?
Absolutely something. No doubt about it. I don't know. It's hard to decide how much of a clear decision they're making to run Jalen less is affecting Saquon and his production. I don't know if I'm there yet.
Yep.
But there's no doubt that they're choosing to run Jalen less. And I do think it's affecting the offense to some degree.
I think that it has taken away a tool that has been really useful for them in the past. And so if things aren't working with the inside zone, or, hey, like they're not getting the good kickouts on their counter run plays, being able to utilize Jalen Hurts in the zone read and the QB counter reads and all the different QB option runs that have been at their disposal in recent years, that's a pretty good weapon that they haven't been able to use as well. I do think that there are things they can do to kind of mitigate that a little bit, and it's not necessarily like all schematic either. Like I think that if you're looking at the RPOs that they do run and the zone reads that they do run, where Jalen is not giving, like he can do a better job of carrying out his fakes and making sure that he's executing there from that standpoint. But yeah, the lack of a threat from the QB run element, I mean, that's a big deal.
And you know what's interesting to me about it, Fran, is that there were a lot of times where it felt like Jalen was audibling to them.
like
those
QB
quarterback draws in the
especially.
red zone, right? Like he would call his own number on those a lot. And so it must be clearly a decision that he has made to not do that.
So I went to a couple of players and I was wondering, like, why is it that we haven't seen as much quarterback run game, whether it is like the zone reads or the design runs? And the answers are, I would say that like it leaves room for interpretation. Jordan Mailata and Landon Dickerson both said like that's a good question for Kevin Patullo. They both mentioned that like they do see certain looks against certain defenses where they'll have two players like designated, one for the dive and then one for Jalen Hurts. Like they'll have two players on the second level responsible for each element of a zone read, which I guess, which does take away that like conflict defender, the way that you would usually run those. And then a lot of talk about like six-man fronts and how the looks that they have maybe don't present themselves, especially like those quarterback draws out of empty. Like if you only have five guys to block, I guess like a lot of times that defenses can take those away by the pre-snap look. Jalen, when I asked him about it, he really it's a long quote, so we're not going to go through the whole thing, but basically talked about the process of like, getting a flow and like having a consistency with the play caller and the quarterback, and talked about how that those two, like him and Kevin Patullo, are the ones who are most acutely affected by the instability at offensive coordinator. Now, we've heard Jalen talk a lot about this when discussing a lot of different topics, but I did find it interesting that that was what he pointed to when I asked him about the lack of quarterback run game that we've seen from the Eagles this season.
I think you guys, there was an episode couple weeks ago where you were talking about some of the issues, and I think you ranked like the order in which like they can be fixable and not. And I think you guys talked about the lack of QB runs as the one that is the most easily fixed. Like that's by decision, they're deciding like, hey, we're not going to do this. But at any point, they could decide, all right, we're going to lean back into this. We're going to open up this part of the playbook, and it's possible that they do that.
Yeah,
and
Mailata said that like those calls are still a part of the plan. He said that like because I asked him like is it like the type of thing where it's like it's week 7, like we aren't going to have our quarterback run the ball unnecessarily. Like, is there a hint of like, saving some of this stuff for higher leverage situations? And he didn't really say that that's the case. He said like, if it is the case, I wish they would tell me, something like that. But I do think like he mentioned that like it is still part of the run game and the offense. We just aren't seeing it for whatever reason.
All right. I'll do it for something or nothing.
Should we talk about AJ Brown?
We should. Yeah. I wanted to get to some of the injury news coming from the NovaCare complex. The Eagles the open part of practice was a few minutes ago.
I heard they opened a window.
Per our friend Zach Berman, AJ Brown did not practice for a second day in a row.
Yeah, but didn't they open the window for Darius Cooper? They opened the practice window.
They did. They did open the window for Darius Cooper.
That's the more important thing. Who needs AJ if
Mini
you got
AJ.
D Coop?
I appreciate your commitment to the bit here, but
No bit.
not a bit.
AJ Brown missing practice for a second day in a row with a hamstring
what do you
injury.
make of it?
Listen, I saw my former colleague Jeff McClain reported that he is trending toward playing still, but you know how hamstrings are. Like I hate to be the broken record on hamstrings, but it is a tricky injury, and it's probably going to be the type of thing where tomorrow's going to be huge, and then really probably through the weekend. So
Something or nothing, the AJ Brown post from yesterday.
If the post in a vacuum, I would actually say nothing. But the post in the context of like we've
Reality.
seen AJ, I hate attributing like social media posts to anything. I don't like reading into
because it could
cryptic
be about
stuff.
anything. Yeah,
Right, exactly. But I do think because of it's been the whole season at this point that AJ has been clearly frustrated, pushing for the offense to look a certain way, pushing really, I would have thought, for the offense to look the way it did against the Vikings. He's clearly still got some frustration. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say clearly, but the post would suggest that there's still something behind the scenes there. But I go back to like the conversation I had with him, last week. Yeah, last week about like he really I think when he posted like the cryptic Bible verse and was clearly like, as he would put it, kicking up dust behind the scenes, pushing for the offense to look a certain way. It seems like the fact that it didn't happen, and you could make it didn't happen right away. It seemed to like change something with his approach. He said like I don't care. I'm starting not to care. Feels like I'm fighting by myself. I don't know.
How many turkeys you put on the possibility of him being traded?
At the deadline?
This season.
I would put like 15 still. I think the offseason, we'd have a real conversation. I'd still be surprised if it's at the deadline.
What about you?
I might be a little higher than that.
It'd be a little bit higher.
I think a little bit higher. I will say the fact that he has missed 2 straight practices with that post after having the passing game looking the way it did. Not great signs, but I'm with EJ that it's like I don't want to make too much of it, but I don't think it's nothing.
Well, here's my question. If you're Howie Roseman and you believe that it is an eventuality that you're going to have to trade AJ Brown, when would you get the most for him?
Do you think the value changes very much from the deadline to the offseason? I feel
The
like it doesn't
deadline
change.
is usually more of a seller's market.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Golden Tate.
Like if you think you can get a 1 and a 2 for him right now, I don't know.
I mean,
Because there's they take on a bunch of dead money, but there's a price where that becomes worth it.
sure, and like also you just get the dead money out of the way at some point too. So, I still think, especially, if they lose to the Giants, maybe that does change the picture a little bit. But to me, it's like you don't trade one of the best receivers in football if you think you have a chance at winning a Super Bowl. And
And if you have a chance of, and if you think you have a chance of mending the relationship.
yeah, I'm not saying. I
Yeah.
also feel like if you're Howie Roseman, like AJ Brown's Instagram post is not the reason you're going to trade him. Like you,
Oh, absolutely.
Of
Yeah.
course. It's just a sign of what is beneath the surface.
Right.
yeah, and I think that all of those things you can address them in the offseason. I think, like I said a couple weeks ago, like you owe it to the window to not like play these types of games. I feel like it is still true. Like if you think you can win a championship, you don't trade away a player like that. It's also fair to point out, like, I mean, when is the last time Howie traded a player like that of that level? You know, like he is.
Yeah,
he
it
acquires
is
players
without
like
for
that.
him.
Right.
It is
Yeah.
without precedent.
Yeah.
I
No
think
doubt
would,
about it.
Yeah, I still, if you ask me like turkeys in the offseason, I might be as high as like 50, maybe
Yeah.
even higher. But
Here's
at the deadline,
here's
I'm still
my
pretty low.
prediction is that if for whatever reason if he does trade AJ Brown, he makes a separate deal for another starting caliber receiver.
Oh,
Yeah, I
interesting.
think that's fair.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Or
Even
maybe
with the
just
window
reset the
opening.
clock
Right.
and draft one high.
yeah, but that I don't think he's not giving up on a season
Right.
Oh, you're saying if he does it at the deadline? Okay.
at the
yeah.
deadline.
Mhm.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It seems precarious. And it's crazy because as you said, this last game was as good of a offensive performance as they've had.
That's why it is strange. But even like after the touchdown, like the broadcast caught it, like clearly both of his touchdowns, like there was some like pent up frustration in those for
Yes.
sure.
It's
Yeah.
not just we've talked about it. It's not just like get me the ball. It's more than that. I think it's more than that.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
All right, let's take a break. Hear from some sponsors. On the other side, we'll get into this specific matchup, what you can tell us about what didn't work and what maybe the Eagles need to change for this game against the Giants. And then we'll get to Swooper. So Sixers had that big win last night, and I don't know if you guys did the same thing, but like I'm going to bed and I go straight to the Game Time app because I'm thinking I want to see this Sixers game. I want a Sixers team, this exciting team in person. When are the cheapest seats going to be? How can I make this happen? And it has just become customary for me to check out Game Time because I know that's where I'm going to go to get the best deals. And if you're thinking about going to the game on Sunday, you want to see BG's return, Sua on the sideline against the Giants, I know you're going to be going to Game Time because they've got priority fees, they've got zone deals, they've got favorites, they've got seat views so you can see exactly what it looks like when you get there. The lowest price guarantee where Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. And there's the Game Time ticket coverage where your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PHLY for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem with code PHLY for $20 off. Tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today.
Next, we're going to talk about Bet365. They are the pioneer of live game in sports betting and have 90 million users worldwide, and they live stream 780,000 events each year. With the Bet365 early payout offer, you're a winner in the when you bet on the MLB. If your team goes 5 runs ahead with an instant payout on straight bets and parlay selections marked as winners, you download the app, use code PHLY365 when you sign up, and you will get the payout offer. If you're going to bet on football, Thursday Night Football tonight, you get the $10 safety net bet. You place a $10 bet on the first touchdown score and get a split of $365,000 in bonus bets if your player scores the final touchdown of the game. Sign up, use the code PHLY365, deposit $10, and place a bet of $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. And that's, again, win or lose. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or over and physically located in Pennsylvania. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
For an AJ Brown for Christian Gonzalez, who says no.
Oh. That's a good one.
Did you get that from the chat?
No, I came up with that
AI.
weeks ago.
I think ChatGPT gave it that one.
Let's get to the super chats. Dinkelberg has a question on the topic for you, EJ. He says, EJ, can you speak more about your piece on the comments that AJ made last week in regards to kicking up dust in the locker room? He says, I'm not doing it again, and I'm just starting not to care anymore. Vibes seem bad, man.
Yeah, I think, I mean, like it's a fair reading of the situation. I think that AJ, if you look at each of the last few years, there have been instances where he has done this. It's, it has looked different years, but there have been times where he publicly acknowledges or calls out the way the passing game looks. And I think that in past years, he probably has been like vindicated or validated by the fact that like pushing for the pass game to look different, the win that they had against the Panthers last year, where he comes out and says passing the following game against the Steelers, like they throw the ball all over the yard, right? Like I think that is something that he kind of feels like a lever. He feels it's a lever that he can pull. And I think this year is a different case where, I mean, from the very beginning of the season, he's been talking about the passing game needing to like look different, be more aggressive, but also run through him. And we haven't seen that. Now, again, I thought the Vikings game was a step in that direction. The fact that you get the Instagram caption, that's why I want to hear from AJ at some point this week to know exactly like what was behind that. But I do think the fact that this has lingered and this has been something that has consistently shown up throughout the season speaks to the fact that like he wants the offense to look a certain way. He wants to be the driving force for the offense when it's struggling. That hasn't happened this season. And I do think that like the fact that he pushed for it for about a month and it didn't happen, I think that did change his mentality about some of these things, his approach about some of these things. But the only other thing I want to point out and maybe balance this a little bit is like it is strange. Like the way that AJ has been this season, there's no way to like spin it into a positive. But I do think like if you walk around the Eagles locker room, like I actually heard like DeVonta Smith talking about AJ yesterday, and like I don't think it affects his teammates as much as at least like I don't think it affects the consensus in the locker room.
Well, and we've also been talking about like he's tight with Reed and Cooper, right? Like they've become good friends.
I think that he has a lot of good relationships in that locker room. So like when he posts something like that, I don't think the internal reaction is as drastic as the external reaction. I do think that like there are parts of the Eagles locker room and certain figures in the locker room and in the building that probably feel differently. But I do think like, AJ said a couple weeks ago, like people aren't mad at me.
He's not trying to start a mutiny or a revolution. It is an internal struggle that he has.
Well, that's why he said he feels like he's doing it by himself.
Right.
He feels like he's fighting by himself for the passing game to look different. I think that, but I do think there are people who agree with him. I think that there are people in that locker room who feel like what he's pushing for is the right thing. And again, I just think that like there's not as much like of strife or like like you said, like there's not like a mutiny around AJ's frustration. But I do think that players understand it.
Yeah, I think that's good context.
I think there was another chat that actually had something to do with that potentially.
Or super chats, yes. From Musa, who said that a number of players on offense liked his post on Instagram.
Yeah, well, again, I
don't know. Yeah, I mean, you're double tapping,
But I do think that there are. I know that there are players who agree with AJ.
Yep.
So.
Joe Rockhead says they came up with $5 million out of nowhere for BG, but couldn't spend money for Becton. Where does that money come from? Now I think BG, it's actually he gets paid what's prorated, which is like 2 point something, so it's less. But still, I think their decision to move on from Mekhi Becton was not about the money. Yeah. They were moving on from Mekhi Becton. That's the truth. And Polar Jam says, just take my money, Bo. LMAO. I think that was from the beginning of the show.
That was the very beginning of the show.
He didn't hit you with a ha-ha and nothing else. Take note of that.
Would you rather get the response immediately from someone who's distracted, or would you rather wait and you get a response like 4 hours later that's like, ha, 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 ha?
I'd rather wait for the response. Also, Aston Villa lost to a team that I hadn't heard of before this week.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough.
More like Aston Villa.
Thanks. Glad somebody sold it.
LOL, all caps, all lowers, or just capital first L, then lowercase OL?
It depends on what kind of LOL we're talking here. All caps LOL is like, that's pretty high up the power rankings of ways to let somebody know you're laughing. Lowercase, if it's just lower, if you literally just text all lowercase LOL, that's kind of like passive aggressive.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But at the end of something, if I say LOL, that's
you're not going to
kinda,
capitalize it if it's the end of a sentence. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the end, if you just do lowercase LOL, I think that's kind of just like, that's like the equivalent of like smiling when you're saying something to me.
Yeah.
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 You're saying
That's
that
right.
what you're saying isn't just. All right. We've got about 5 minutes to talk about the game here, Fran. What do we need to know?
Well, it made it tough going because we just talked
We've
about
got
this
a
team
little bit
2
more
weeks
time
ago.
than that.
Yes. Yeah. We just talked about this team 2 weeks ago. So not a lot has changed. I think that when you're talking about this Giants offense, a lot of it has to do with containing Jackson Dart, pressuring Jackson Dart. His numbers will and his efficiency go down significantly when he's pressured. If you're able to pressure him and heat him up a little bit, you're going to force him into some mistakes. I mean, look,
But their tackles are playing at a high level.
tackles are playing. Well, the left tackle's playing really, really well.
Yeah.
The right tackle is gettable. I
Okay.
think the right tackle, you could definitely get him. Illuminor. I think Andrew Thomas is playing really well. I think that I think I saw a stat earlier. They lead the league in unblocked pressures. So basically, free runners getting home to the quarterback. And not always from blitzes, a lot of from 4-man rushes as well. And so that's like the sim pressure, Zach Bond, Jahad Campbell type of thing. If they're able to find ways to be able to do that, they've got to do a better job of containing him in the pocket and finishing for tackles in the backfield. They did not do that well enough in that game 2 weeks ago on Thursday Night Football. He had a career high in rushing yards in that game. Denver did a much better job of containing Jackson Dart this past week. When you look at Jackson Dart in the box score this past week, impressive. He had like 5 balls that could have been picked off.
Okay.
There was a deep post down the field where 2 safeties ran into each other. You had a tip ball in the end zone that got caught for a touchdown. You had a tip ball that the tight end picked up or was able to catch mid-flight and run 40 yards for a touchdown. Like they had a screen that went for a big play. The pass, he is much more of a threat with his legs than he is with his arms at this point. If you're able to pressure him, I think that they can get the better of Jackson Dart.
So there wasn't anything, because my memory of that game is missed tackles, getting pushed off the ball.
Yep.
It didn't seem like they were getting out schemed necessarily.
No, there were a couple plays here and there.
Yeah.
Daniz broke a couple of those down. I guess it was last week. The 4x1 stuff. Look, there are going to be plays like that in the game. It's really, to me, like going back to that game on Thursday night, they had explosive plays. Some of them were missed tackles. Some of them were busted coverages. Some of them were late in the down scramble drill type of plays. You got to limit those. I think if you cut those in half or more, I think it puts you in a much better spot to be able to win this game. The Giants were really good on third down. You got to get off the field on third down. I think when you look at a number of those key areas, if you regress even a little bit to like normalcy, the Eagles win this game.
And obviously you get Jalen Carter back. Hopefully you get Quinyon Mitchell
Yes.
for the whole game.
This is the game that made you worried about the defense.
Well, I was worried about him from the
You were a little
Broncos
worried,
game, but
yeah.
this is the game
This
where
is the game where you were-
This has now just become like your thing. Like,
Well, I'm sorry. You want to live in 2024 and pretend like this is an elite defense. Nothing
It's
this
not an elite
season
defense.
proves.
No,
it's
It's
not
not
elite
25th in
defense.
it's a
success
straw
rate.
man. That's a classic straw
It's
man.
not a straw man.
Nobody's saying that they're the best defense in football, but like relative to what the Eagles offense looked like in that game, I still I don't know how much stock
The
you put
defense
into it.
the defense has barely been good, and they're living off of big plays.
Correct. I agree. I think that's right.
So they
that's right.
need to play better.
I still think relatively you worry more about you, especially after that game. You worry more about what the Eagles offense looked like.
I think that's right. I think both of the things you guys.
Yeah, now
said
we're
are
just
right.
arguing like
Right.
different parts
Yeah.
of the argument. Yeah.
Okay, other side of the ball, Giants defense.
Giants defense, the big thing that hurt them in that game a couple weeks ago was their ability to pressure Jalen Hurts with those when they get the 3 pass rushers out in the field at one time. When you get Burns, Carter, and Thibodeau all out in the field at once, some of the pressure packages and the stunts that they were able to run. Brian Burns has been wreaking havoc on opposing offenses throughout the majority of this year. He's one of the leaders in TFLs. He's one of the leaders in pressures. He's one of the leaders in sacks. So you got to limit number 0, Brian Burns. But again, those pressure looks are going to be something the Eagles are going to have to contend with. They're going to try and see if they can push those buttons again. Having Landon Dickerson in there, I think will be that'll go a long way towards trying to limit some of that. Jalen's going to have to play better. He didn't play great in that Thursday night game. So having him play at a level that even if it's not what it was last week, if he's able to play, 3/4 of that, I think that would be really helpful. It would be nice to see the run game, get going a little bit. They were able to do that early in the game.
Yeah, remember that? It was like 2
had
straight first down runs in a row.
To me, in that game, they got away from it.
Okay.
I think in some of these other games, it was more like they kept trying and it wasn't really working well. I think they had some success, especially getting the ball out on the edge against the Giants. I would like to see them continue to try and do that. But honestly, like the other big thing is there's like the under center play action stuff. I'm fascinated to see if they're able to keep pushing that button here with success.
A quick note, per Dave Zangaro, Brett Toth took reps at center with Cam Jurgens out with a knee injury for a second straight day.
It doesn't feel good for Cam Jurgens.
Right.
For him to play.
Oh, yeah, no, I would agree. Sorry, I thought I said
And
something.
it's more, the question
Sorry.
is it going to be Toth or Kendall? And so it seems like it will be Toth.
Yeah, I mean,
Or Dickerson it could have been, right?
Yeah, it could have been Dickerson
Right.
with Matt Pryor at left guard. I would have been interested in that, especially in a game where you're expecting to see Dexter Lawrence like at nose tackle at times. For that reason, I didn't think this was a good week for like Drew Kendall
Yeah.
to get an opportunity.
That's true.
That's valid.
Although I kind of want to see what Drew Kendall looks like, but he's not going to be the game day backup because Toth has more versatility than him. So if it was like a different opponent, I would have been probably a little bit more intrigued by Drew Kendall possibility. But yeah, it seems like Toth might be the right answer there.
I am absolutely rooting for Brett Toth. I think it has been like a very interesting journey for him. Great guy to talk to. But, given the fact that he has been a journeyman for so long and he is in this position, this is Stout's decision. And if Toth has another bad game, it kind of falls on Stout.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I mean, this is the guy who he would have gone to bat for.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I mean, I think we've wondered out loud before about like what is it that Jeff Stoutland like loves so much about Brett Toth. I think it's the versatility as a game day backup. But
And
now this is like a starting
there's a
role that he's
reliability,
taking on. Yeah, but like a reliability, but with a low ceiling. So I do think. I mean, maybe we see a scenario where they have a quick hook with Toth, and it is Dickerson at center with Matt Pryor at left guard. I think Pryor would be fine at left guard, by the way. Like, I know he struggled at tackle. I think he'd be okay at guard.
I think that's right. And I think Toth, honestly, I might feel a little better about him at center than I do at guard. So.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you want
All
me
right.
to get the other injury stuff out of the way really quick?
Sure.
Adoree Jackson is out with a concussion right now. Azeez Ojulari is out with a hamstring injury. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. out with an ankle injury. Jacorian Bennett has been limited. He's coming. He has his practice window open. Calcaterra limited with an oblique. Dallas Goedert limited with a calf, and Moro Ajomo limited with a shoulder. I did not include Landon Dickerson in that. He was limited on Wednesday, but that my guess is that's a management thing more than anything else.
I agree.
So do you expect Keely Ringo to start?
Yeah, I would say so. Vic just keeps talking about like he's going to keep getting opportunities.
Yeah.
So yeah, especially like even if Adoree Jackson returns to practice by the end of the week, that the practice reps are going to be important there.
Practices matter.
Practice is important. No, practice is important. That's what Vic keeps saying. So yeah, I think that Keely probably is going to start this week.
How do you feel about Keely with the short hair?
I haven't
Jordan
seen this.
Davis did that a few years ago, and it seemed to work for him. It's got to be a big thing, like an identity thing.
Yeah.
So
Ask Nick Sirianni.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Baldiani. Maybe this is like that's shout out to my wife. That is her expression. She coined that. And really quickly, she did say that our dog started howling when you sang earlier in the show.
Now we're talking. All right. Last break. Coming back with Swooper. Hey, Eagles fans. You know who's playing championship level car deals every single day? Elkins Chevrolet, located on Route 73 South in Marlton, New Jersey. It's run by three brothers, Jason, Adam, and Josh. These guys are in the store every day working to make sure they have a huge lineup of Chevys at the best price and providing honkin' good service. No fumbles, no drama, just real brothers running a local business and backing every deal like it's the championship game. So, if you're in the market for a new Chevy, make your next move to Elkins Chevrolet. Real brothers, real deals, and a whole lot of honkin' good service. Shop now at elkinschevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Let's talk about Monarch Money. Feel organized and confident in your finances with Monarch Money, an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean interface on your laptop or phone. I switched jobs recently and wanted to make sure my past retirement accounts weren't going to sit idly by. Monarch Money has been perfect to keep an eye on all my finances in one place. Monarch is built for people with busy lives. If you've put off organizing your finances, Monarch is for you. Don't leave money on the table. When you're making good money, it's easy to get complacent. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code PHLY at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code PHLY.
Back in the PHLY Eagles podcast, another super chat from Alex, who says, any word on AJ's availability for Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it earlier. I would still, it gets worse as the week goes on. Obviously.
No doubt.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't feel great about it.
Time for swooper. Last week, EJ had 2 items. AJ Brown has fewer than 45 yards receiving. Winner gets a turkey bonus for every point AJ Brown accounts for in the game if the item does not hit. Did not hit. AJ Brown scores 2 touchdowns.
Great outcome for you.
So you got
I know.
12 turkeys.
Honestly,
out
this
of
worked out
it,
so
AJ.
much better than if it hit.
And you had an Eagles wide receiver catches a pass of 20-plus air yards with Isaiah Rodgers as the nearest defender. Happened multiple times, so you got 1. I had Saquon Barkley surpasses at least one of his season highs. Did not happen. The Eagles have fewer real drives without a first down than do the Vikings. Did not happen. The Eagles defense out-sacks the Vikings defense. Did not happen. A former Eagle is involved in a turnover. Thank you, Carson Wentz. And the Eagles win. I hit that. Paid 17 turkeys for it. Fran. A player with the jersey number corresponding to the number of turkeys for which this item sells scores a touchdown. Jordan Edison, no touchdown. Carson Wentz accounts for more turnovers than Jalen Hurts. Yes, he did. Jalen Hurts is sacked more times than Carson Wentz and J.J. McCarthy. Yes, they were. The Eagles attempt an under-center play-action pass. Boy, who was in the meeting room that week? And then the broadcast shows video or photos from Super Bowl 52. Didn't happen. You got 3. You are back on the board. A disaster for me to pay. I didn't think there was any way I was going to get the Eagles win and not get any points out of it.
Yeah.
And so, Fran, on the season, 2 wins. And you've got 25 turkeys with which to bed this week. EJ and I are still tied up at the top with 2.5, but EJ has 36 turkeys, and I've got a paltry 14 as we prepare to get going.
Built away.
2.5, 2.5, 2, right?
Yes.
4?
And
Anybody's
the
game right
order
now.
this week is Fran, EJ, Bo.
Correct.
Professor. So kick us off. Man riding a 1-game win streak.
Let's go with my first one. A tight end scores a touchdown in the game.
For either team.
For either team. Any tight end. VJ Jenkins scores. EJ celebrates.
Important question.
Yep.
Cameron Latu lined up as a fullback, but listed as a tight end.
Tight end.
Oh,
Yep.
Oh, Latu's a tight end.
Latu's a tight end.
All right,
Okay.
where are we starting the bidding?
What about Fred Johnson?
Well, that's a good one.
Oh, great question.
I think if you're counting Latu as a tight end, you cannot count the offensive lineman as a tight end.
Yes, I think let's take
You
that
have
off
to
the
do
board.
what the position
What
they're
the position
listed,
is
not
that
the
they're
position they're
listed.
lining
I know,
up.
I'm fine. I am fine with that. Withdrawing the line there.
Okay.
Wait, what if? How about we let the? No, we can't. We can't do that. Never mind. I was gonna say let the winner decide if they want Fred Johnson or Cam Latu.
Yeah, no way.
Although,
All right. Where you start?
In what world would the winner not want that to happen?
no, I'm saying like let the winner decide which one they get to.
No, because there are other possibilities. I think it's good
Okay,
to say
alright.
the position they're listed on the roster and not where they line up.
Okay, where are we starting the bidding?
I'm going to start the bidding at 3.
4.
5.
6.
6 going once. 6 going twice.
7.
He can have it.
7 going once. 7 going twice. Sold to Fran.
Theo Johnson, his second-year tight end out of Penn State, has scored 4 touchdowns this year, all of them since Jackson Dart has entered the lineup in Week 3. Daniel Bellinger scored his first touchdown last week. And then Dallas Goedert, he had a touchdown against the Giants in Week 6, leads the Eagles with 5 touchdowns this year. That's why I went with this submission.
All right. Over to you, EJ.
All right, my first submission. You guys like the Saquon Barkley season high so much. I brought it back more or less. So the first one I have is DeVonta Smith surpasses one of the following: 10 catches, 125 yards, or 14 targets. Obviously, I couldn't go season highs because he had like the best game of his career.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go with some lofty numbers. Now, again, we don't know if A.J. Brown's going to play in this game.
Yeah.
If he's out, you feel like that's a pretty heavy
True.
workload day for DeVonta. I'm going to start the bidding at 3.
I am curious to see if the Eagles can have a functional passing offense without A.J. Brown. I think that it was actually kind of an interesting test case.
Maybe
the
him
possibility.
being out is actually a
And
negative
in
for
years
this,
past, they have not been able to. In the past 3 years, when A.J.'s been out, even with DeVonta, the offense has looked horrible. So,
Yeah. I was thinking of it like if A.J. doesn't play, it makes it more likely, but that's a good point. Maybe the passing game is just disjointed.
4?
I started
at 3.
So I'll go
We'd have
4.
to read it
Okay.
4. Okay.
5.
6.
7.
7 going once.
He's got it.
7 going twice. Sold to EJ.
DeVonta has never had a 100-yard game against the Giants.
Has he ever had back-to-back?
Mm.
Games? I should have looked at.
Item number 3. Do you believe in the under center? The question is, the prompt is, the Eagles' longest play from scrimmage in this game comes from under center.
Uh-oh. A lot of outcomes there.
That's spicy.
Eagles' longest play from scrimmage comes from under center, as it did last week. I will start the bidding at 2.
3.
4.
4 going once. 4 going twice. Sold to Fran.
Second.
Do you guys like strategically place your bids? Because I'm like 4 is good value for that, but like I wouldn't go 5. I think 4 is the right number. So do
Thank
you
you.
I mean,
like?
that is the point of the game.
Yeah, there's
No, but I mean like
To find the right value.
do I not go 3 if I feel like I would spend 4? I guess I can't.
Can't
I mean, you can
Yeah.
also jump bid. You could have just gone to 4.
True.
All right. Now we didn't talk about this ahead of time. Lindsay, do you have the professor's prompts? Number 4. Okay.
he also was
One of them has like rules attached.
and he said make sure to read the
Yeah.
whole thing because Julia messed up last week and he was very upset by it.
Yes, let's see it. Item
said
number
who?
4. During the actual game, a football touches the painted football being held by the eagle at midfield. So the football, not the eagle.
No, it has to touch
The ball being
actual
spotted there does not count, as does any ball hitting or touching the painted ball during the game, even if the play is dead. All right, now I spent too much time focusing on the lyrics ahead of the show that I forgot to send this to you. So I'm going to show it right now. He has a picture. If you come to my close up here, Lindsay, I will flip this around. Here is what it looks like. So the ball is
Great
pretty
podcast.
small.
Yeah.
It's just,
The ball is pretty small.
the ball's pretty. It's literally
It's
the 46 to 48 yard line. It's 2 yards long and it's
Yeah.
1 hash mark wide.
and it's only on one side of the field. So the
Yeah.
ball has to hit the ball,
Ball has to hit the
A
ball.
small area.
and the ball being placed
And-
there doesn't count.
Yeah, why would the ball being spotted there not count?
Can you flash up the actual prompt again? I'm sorry.
I just like if it gets placed there, it should count.
Oh, it says the ball being spotted does count. Let's see it again.
Oh, it does count. Okay.
During the actual game, a football touches the painted football being held by the eagle at midfield. The ball being spotted there does count, as does any ball hitting or touching the painted ball during the game, even if the play is dead. All right, I misunderstood that. All right, so it just has to touch it at any point. Okay, that's fun.
It is fun. Eagles. So you said it was on the 46, more or less.
It's the
46 to 48,
to
essentially.
48,
It's like
yeah.
it's actually really more like the 45 and a half to the 48.
I shouldn't be
3/4.
helping you guys, but there were 3 plays on the Eagles' 46-yard line against the Vikings. No, but they have
Sure,
to
but
be
it's got to
like
be on the right hash.
triangulated. Yeah.
I'll
2.
say 3. Just because it'll be fun to root for.
They are fun to root for.
4.
Four going once.
Come on.
5.
You gave yourself so much time. You just sat there and thought. You didn't count it
Welcome
down.
to the game.
Yeah, have you never
I
seen
am
this
aware,
before?
but it hits different when it negatively affects you. You can have it for 5.
5 going once.
Yeah, you got it.
5 going twice.
No.
Giving you time.
No.
Sold.
4 was good value. 5 is too much.
I agree. Huh?
Good call. Lindsay on top of it.
Oh, welcome to overtime.
Lindsay all over it.
All over it. And her first show really running
a
the
natural.
show.
Yeah.
Just all over it. And I never miss overtime. I was too focused on swooper.
You never miss overtime?
Very rarely, yeah. Name a time.
There have been times. There have 100% been times. I remember one time Julia, she put it underneath the thing and then she started putting the exclamation points on it.
I remember that, and I was ready for it. She jumped the ship. I knew
Oh,
it. I'm always aware
how
of it.
dare
This is the
you.
first. This is the first time in years that I haven't
Julia,
been ready
if you're
for it.
listening, we remember. How dare you?
I
Julia
mean,
catching strays the last
given
like
the
5
way,
minutes.
given the way that Lindsay's performing today, I don't even know who you're talking about.
Oh no! Don't do this! Don't do this! Don't do this!
Gonna come running across the room.
Terrible! Terrible!
All right. Item
turn.
number 5 over
Yeah.
to EJ or to Fran rather.
Yes.
Oh, I was about to say I was not ready.
Yep, I got it. All right. The Eagles gained 55 yards of off under center play action. Now, why did I say 55? For Brandon Graham. So 55 yards. It's an arbitrary number. However, the winner of this item is prohibited from watching even 1 second of the Texas versus Mississippi State game
That's
this
so
Saturday.
unfair. That is so unfair.
I think it's within all of our. It's within all. It's all of us have to pay the same punishment. Can't watch one. Can't watch
Yeah,
1
but it's-
second of the game on Saturday, which means at 12:01 a.m. on Sunday.
Oh, on Saturday. Okay.
Literally on Saturday, so you can't record it and I'll watch it at 7 o'clock. Like, you gotta watch it.
What if you see a highlight?
No,
You're not allowed.
no.
This is so mean spirited.
It's gonna be a good game. I'm excited.
know.
Mississippi State is a
I don't know if I'm
up and coming
excited.
team.
This is targeted.
Wow.
1. Wait, you have to start the bidding.
Oh yeah, I'll start the bidding at 2.
I'm out. I want to watch.
Sorry, was this under center play action or all play action?
Under center play action.
Okay.
Oh man.
Under center play action.
I'll say 3.
4.
What's the honor code on so if you win
It
this,
is all about the intellectual.
if you win this item and you are watching a different game and they show and you accidentally see a second
Yeah,
of
if
the
they-
highlight, are you going to call it on yourself?
Yeah, I will.
I'm gonna have to come up.
And
with
so the deal is you still win the item, but it is null and void for you, and you
Correct.
paid the turkey.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I have no interest in watching that game, so I'm free to bid here. But
Must
I
be
don't- I don't
nice.
know that I think it's worth 5.
I think it's a good item. I think that's why he targeted me on it.
I didn't target you. I targeted the group.
That's intellectual dishonesty.
I can't watch the game either. I would love to be able to watch Texas. They got a great corner, Malik Muhammad. Check him out in the Die Hard draft guide.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Some of
got
that could interest the Eagles.
and the newsletter.
And the newsletter is going out tomorrow morning.
You
9
gotta be able
a.m.
to do your
Nice and early.
guys.
Is that?
You got to be able to do your guys.
No
You
question.
can do them the next morning.
Yeah,
That's true.
Sunday morning.
I'm gonna have to
Nothing
think of
better than
something like parent related. Like can't spend time with your children.
See, that's hateful.
5 going once, or you have it at 4 right
I think
now.
I have 4.
4 going once. 4 going twice. Sold to Fran.
And you even got
Now-
it for 4, which is
now-
good value.
Keep in mind, this is not like a definite thing to hit. I
Yeah,
mean,
they've done it once.
they had 121 passing last week, by far the most under Nick Sirianni. They hit 55 yards twice last year under center play action. 0 times did they do it in 2023, twice in 2022, 3 times in 2021. So it's not a definite this would hit.
All right. What you can do to get back at him is show up at his house unannounced, holding.
Oh.
holding.
Yeah, I could just like inundate you with clips from
Yeah.
the game. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
He's just
Well,
gonna
I can block
ignore
you I can block you for Saturday.
It's not going to work. All right. My second item. Saquon Barkley finishes the game with more rushing yards than Cam Scatabo.
Scattaboo.
Scattaboo. I apologize.
I thought about doing this exact item.
Yeah. Did you struggle with which one to put as like the? I originally had Scattaboo as the out rusher of Saquon Barkley, and then I realized it probably would be more fun the way that I did it.
No, it was literally this exact item.
So Saquon's high this year is 88 yards in week 2 against the Chiefs. Otherwise, he's only surpassed 60 yards once in week 1. He's at 58 more recently. Let's see. Scattaboo has had 98 yards 2 weeks ago against the Eagles. He had 60 yards last week.
What's your bid?
I'm going to open the bidding at 3.
5.
7.
Seven going once. 7 going twice. Really?
Yeah.
Sold. Wow, that's a steal, I feel.
I feel like this is like actually 7's like a weird number on the abacus, in my opinion.
How so?
What do you mean?
There's not symmetry, so you have to like really make sure you actually are counting them one
You know
by
how many
one.
turkeys you have left?
22.
Correct. Over to me. Item number 7. Jalen Hurts has at least 3 non-scramble first down rushes in this game.
Wow.
So that could include tush push.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Are we counting touchdowns?
Touchdowns count.
Okay.
But we also want to know if they're going to bring in the quarterback run game.
To be clear, we're not saying runs on first down. We were saying rushes that go for a first down.
First down.
Just
Yes.
making sure.
And I will start the bidding at 3.
4.
This is, how much tush push do you believe in? Because I don't know if they're going to call it.
Yeah, that was like 2 weeks in a row. They didn't run one.
Yeah, I'll go 5.
Hmm. 6.
6 going once. 6 going twice. Sold.
Can we get a turkey?
EJ's got 16. You've got 10. I've got 9.
Got it. Yep.
Okay. Lindsay, do you have the next one from the professor? Let's see if there are any. Okay. The Eagles remain 100% on the season in touchdown rate in goal-to-go situations. So the Eagles, every time they've been inside the 10-yard line, they have scored a touchdown this season. Are there any special rules here? Okay. She didn't make the graphics, so. If it is we're missing a rule, it's not on Lindsay.
Let the record show.
Let the record show.
You gonna blame Julia for that one?
I'm going to text the professor just to see if he. Okay. Oh, you were in the message. Okay. All right. Okay.
There's been some talk about the Eagles being like a phony team because of their 1-score game record and also like the red zone stuff being noisy.
Understandable.
There's
Yeah.
a couple other stats in there too.
Yeah. And on defense.
We might hit on one.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. All right. We'll table this.
All right. Tyler has to leave soon, so I think we do need to move it along a little bit. I'll start the bidding at 3.
4.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Yes. Important rule amendment here. We got it in time.
Yeah, we got it in. That's good.
I think that's my mic.
Oh, Lindsay's voice for the first
Yeah,
time.
this is a big moment.
It says important. The winner gets to keep and score a point with this item every week as long as it keeps hitting. So until the Eagles fail in a goal-to-go situation.
Okay, all right.
that
so,
does change
so
things.
if you own this item and it hits, you own it for next week too, and in perpetuity until they no longer do it. Okay.
All right.
So
5.
I open at 3.
Well, wait, really
you're at
quickly.
5.
Does that mean it's a one-time fee? So we're paying for it this week, or then
I
like
believe
next
so.
week we get the item
I
for
think
free?
it's a one-time fee.
Got it. Okay, just making sure.
Let's establish that it's a one-time fee.
One-time fee.
Yeah.
One-time
That's
fee.
how we're treating it.
Gentleman's agreement.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
5,
6,
7,
8.
10.
I'm out.
10 going
We're
once.
out. Yep, we're both out.
Oh yeah, I can't bid.
We can't bid.
Yeah. All right, you got it. All right. Fran, item 9.
Sorry, just writing that down. Okay, item 9. This was the stat that I was referring to earlier.
Ooh.
The Eagles outgained the Giants in the game.
Hasn't happened all season?
Has not happened all season. The Eagles have been outgained in all 7 games in 2025. They were outgained just 6 times in all of last season. The first time the Eagles have been outgained in the first 7 games since 1999, Andy Reid's first year. They finished 5-11. They have a minus 436-yard margin. That's the 5th worst in the NFL. It's the worst margin by a team with a 5-2 or better record through the first 7 games since the 2000 Lions. And that team finished 9-7 and missed the playoffs. So that's one of those other like
Phony teams.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm not there with the alarmist fake team thing yet.
Okay.
They play good teams.
Over to you, Fran.
Yeah. 3.
6.
7.
8.
Take it for 8.
8 going once, 8 going twice. Sold. Okay. EJ.
All right. My last item. An Eagles defender finishes the game with multiple sacks, 2 or more. None
Okay.
of this 1.5
Okay.
nonsense.
Oh, nonsense.
I like this.
I mean, it's not nonsense, but
They would be in on
I
multiple
wanted
sacks.
to draw a hard line.
Open the bidding.
I'll open the bidding at 2. Oh, I just realized I messed that up. Anyway, go on.
Fine. I can't bid.
Yep. 3.
4.
5.
He can have it for 5.
Gets it for 5. 5 going once, 5 going twice.
Mine.
Sold.
Yep.
Multiple sack game. All right. Item 11 from me. At least 2 Eagles record their first touchdown or sack of the season in
I
this
like that.
game. So Jalen Carter has no sacks on the season. Brandon Graham doesn't have a sack on the season. N'Kobe Dean doesn't have a sack on the season. Jahad Campbell doesn't have a sack on the season. Grant Calcaterra doesn't have a touchdown. Jahan Dotson doesn't have a touchdown. Now, to the half sack. Half sacks count, but it has to come on at least 2 plays.
So you need to have one.
So if
sack
it's a
by the end of the
Jalen
game.
Carter, Brandon Graham split sack, that doesn't count as both because it's the same play. It has to be at least 2 plays. But if Jalen Carter gets a half sack on one play and
okay.
Brandon Graham gets a half sack on another play,
Okay,
that does count.
Got it.
Oh,
Makes sense. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
It's generous.
Okay.
That's all.
Got it.
Got it. I'll start the bidding at 1.
2.
3.
3 going once. 3 going twice.
4.
What a
Stop
what a
typing.
fan of drama.
I was just typing in the number.
Don't type it in your name underneath your name.
4 going once. 4 going twice.
Come
So-
on. Yeah, I was about to say.
All right, our last item from the professor. The Eagles win by more points than the lowest bid for this item, but by no more points than double the winning bid.
This does have another
Okay, so let's think
thing
about
to
this.
it.
I was about to say.
There's
I'm
like
out.
more to the.
Oh, is it what?
There's like.
Oh, is he
boy.
gonna?
Oh boy.
There's something else they didn't put in.
Okay.
Sealed bid, all pay auction. Highest bidder wins. All bidders pay their own bid. If there is a tie, keep bidding up like a normal
Okay.
auction with all pay rules.
All right,
still
so
in
we have to
place.
write down a number. We're all going to pay whatever we bid, and only the winner gets the item. But the Eagles win by more points than the lowest bid and fewer points than double the winning bid. Does that make sense?
More points than the lowest bid. So
So,
if one of us bids really low,
right.
then we're basically giving you like
The Eagles win the game,
the Eagles win the
essentially.
game.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. But like I got to pay turkeys.
But you're going to have to pay to win it, and they have to win by fewer than whatever double is. Got it. All right. I'll write down my bid.
Lindsay, do you see my Slack message?
This is interesting. Now, I have 1 turkey. EJ has 2. Fran has 5. Obviously, we can borrow from next week. Who wants to go in on this one? Lindsay, do you have EJ's?
Got mine right
All
here.
right. Go ahead and read EJ's. 2 for EJ. Interesting.
I just didn't want to give
Fran?
you nothing.
0.
Oh, you're welcome.
0 for me.
Oh, I get it.
So
You get it,
You get
yeah.
it, but they have to win by 4 points or fewer. No, fewer than. So they have to
Fewer
win by
than 4
3 points.
Right.
So it's got to be a 3, 1, or 2.
I'm actually okay with that.
Well,
you
yeah,
guys
you
are both.
only spent 2 turkeys for it, so it
Yeah.
was certainly worth
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
You guys were both too scared. I was willing
It's
to.
not about winning. No, it's not.
I was willing to just have like a little bit of a window here.
Let's calm down. You bid 2 turkeys. Let's not
No,
act
no,
like
I
you
was
really
saying-
stuck your neck.
I
Genius.
thought I was gonna do I thought I was gonna be like the floor for one of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, very quickly, because we got to get going. I have only 2 items. The Eagles, the ball is on the logo,
Fun.
on the ball, and the Eagles outgained the Giants. Fran has 4 items. Tight end scores a touchdown. Longest play for the Eagles in this game comes from under center. Under center play action, more than 55 total yards, and a player has multiple sacks for the Eagles. EJ, DeVonta Smith has a big day. Saquon Barkley outgains Cam Scatterbo. Was that rushing or
Rushing.
scrimmage? Rushing. Jalen has at least 3 first down rushes that are not scrambles. The Eagles remain 100% in goal-to-go situations. The Eagles win the game, and 2 Eagles have their first touchdown or sack of the season.
Oh, I gotta win this week.
You better win. Great stuff, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Ethan. For EJ and Fran, I'm Bo. We will talk to you tomorrow. The professor is in studio. Thank you, VG, for the great jingle. And, of course, thank you to Ace Frehley and the Backstreet Boys for the musical inspiration. That'll do it for this episode. We will talk to you tomorrow. And as always, we love you.
We all silly like the mayor.